Hey y'all. Hey. The weirdest thing happened today. So I've been watching my best friend's daughter, right? She's a really sweet little girl. She's about Reagan's age, and yeah, so long story short, he came today to pick her up. And when he was picking her up, we were sitting here talking because, I was styling a wig. My best friend is like a brother to me, and he really like a little brother. Like, I'm the oldest. I feel like when he see me trying to do stuff, like if I'm here editing a video or if I'm here doing something, he's just gonna want to stay around. Don't you see me doing this wig and trying to prepare for an appointment? Like, why are you here talking my head off? Anyways. But he was just talking, and then we got into it about Will and Jada. We were like in here debating about that super loud, and he finna walk out, and I'm no, but you gotta hear me, and then I wanna walk out. So that type of conversation. Then he's just lollygagging on his phone, and next thing you know, like he was like, me and my daughter look alike. And I was like, yeah. But it's so weird because yesterday I was looking at her, and it's like, they look alike, but it's more like he's light-skinned, she's light-skinned. And I do think their nose is somewhat similar, but like the energy of that being his child, like I didn't really get it, but I didn't question it. That, it's kind of disrespectful. So I just, bathed her or whatever, put her and Reagan to sleep. Hold on, Reagan is really quiet. Let me go check her. Okay, I'm back. She was fine. She was just like about to get into something, I feel like, but she wasn't quite yet. I made a reel, which is like an Instagram TikTok, of her and Reagan at the park, and I pieced it together, but I did not post it. And I don't know, like, in my mind, I was just like, that's her dad, but I feel like the parent you live with is your predominant parent. So I didn't want to, like, post her, even though that's his child, too. I didn't want to post her, like, it was something about it. And it's not funny. I'm laughing because this is how I handle, like, awkward, crazy, like, even if I'm telling my own story, I'm gonna, like, kind of smirk. Let me just spit it out. Anyway, he was scrolling through his phone, and he asked me that. He was like, does she look like me? And I was like, kind of the answer that I told myself the day before, like, she light-skinned, and she have, like, a similar nose. He shows me the paternity test, and he's like, it says that I'm 0.00% the baby's dad. And I'm stuck because I know, like, my best friend is very nonchalant, right? So for him to be, like, stepping up to the plate and saying, you know what, even though this child, like, mind you, he has a fiance, so even though this isn't a part of my situation, I'm still, you want to leave her with me for a month because that's how long she was supposed to be here, I'll do it. And I was like kind of proud of him for like standing in his power and really like being that father figure that he needed to be because that was his child. So it was like almost like a slap in the face to him because it's like, damn, like I've been investing in stuff, I've been sending her money, I've been making sure that she good, like she came out the blue, like the baby was already one, and then came out the blue and dropped this on me, and I stood up and stepped up to the plate, and then boom, like this not my baby. So it's like a bittersweet moment because it's like this was been causing problems in my household, but then it's like you mean to tell me I invested all of this time? And then it makes it even worse because he's supposed to go on a family vacation tomorrow. It was supposed to be for him, his other daughter, his fiance, all of them. But to me, I did tell him that I do feel like it can somewhat be karma because him and his fiance have been together since like high school. And, at the time they were like on a break. But I just feel like this is what you get for being in them streets because you met her, you were in love with her, y'all were supposed to be working on y'all on a break, like even when you go on a break, you're not really supposed to be breaking, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like this was just a real wake-up call, because my best friend, he's still be in these streets too. I think this is just like a wake-up call, right? And I told him, don't be vengeful about it. At the end of the day, he's going to be rewarded for doing what he was supposed to do. He's going to be rewarded for regardless, like he just pretty much took her word and he took the responsibility of being that child's father. I did ask him, like, you just loved her yesterday. do you not love her no more? Like, I know she's not your baby, but are you gonna cut communication? Now, he's kind of cold-hearted. He was like, hell yeah, that ain't my damn child. What you mean? Blah, 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 blah. And she was even, like, getting in trouble while she was over here. And he was like, you know, I think his biggest part was, like, you know, I've been disciplining her. Like, I'm her dad. So, at the end of the day, it kind of made him feel some type of way that he's been disciplining someone else's children. But the whole story is kind of messed up. And the even more messed up part is when he finally called her, he told her, hey, look, I just got a DNA test. It says that I'm 0.00% the father. And she didn't really say anything. And then he was like, so what are we going to do? Like, did you make it to Miami yet? And she was basically like, yeah, I just made it. And he was like, so did you want, like, how are we going to meet up so you can get your child? And she was like, let me see what I could do. No, why would you get a test? Or what made you do that? Or I'm so sorry, or no remorse, no questions. And, you know, I did tell him maybe it's because she was in front of people, but I told him, like, go to y'all messages when he got off the phone. Like, go to your messages. Maybe she's typing you, because I know if that type of situation would happen to me and I was freshly out of town, the whole trip got to be over. I need to go get my baby. She with this stranger at this point that knows that this isn't his child. I'm not only worried about his mental, but I'm worried about her safety. Are they going to be treating her different? Like, whole trip is cut off. Like, what do you mean? So she ended up calling him back about 30 minutes later and was like, you could meet my mom with her in Lake Charles. What? So you want me to drive 2.5 hours to drop your child off to you when you dropped her off and you're not even surprised by this? So it sounds like, to me, the math just isn't mathing. I go get a paternity test. I call you with my concerns, and he was still doubting himself. Like, he was like, you know, maybe I just didn't do the paternity test right. Like, he was shocked. It wasn't even like, when I say a blessing in disguise, this wasn't something that he was praying for. He was buckling down and handling his responsibilities. So he didn't get the paternity test because he wanted to outrule it and not be her dad. He did the paternity test because his intuition was screaming at him. And like I said, that energy of that being his child, it didn't feel, you know. And then his other children, they all look alike. You know, she don't look like him, but she also doesn't look like them. She's just light skinned and she has like a similar nose somewhat. So that kind of made me mad, because it's like, okay, right now he's like, okay, I can drive her to Mississippi, which that's where I guess all her other family lives besides her mom being in Lake Charles. Or maybe that's where her mom was gonna be willing to drive. Like, I'm not sure. But the fact that you have a family event planned tomorrow for your other daughter's birthday, you don't want to bring this child that is not yours, right? And it's been causing all of this spark within your relationship with your fiance. But at the same time, you have this child and you're responsible for her. And when you call her mom to tell her what's going on, she's absolutely nonchalant. And then tells you that not only she knows you have plans tomorrow for your family, that she's not going to help come and get her child. Like, the whole situation is wild to me. Like, that's absolutely... I was just stuck because he was quiet, and he's literally never quiet, but he was quiet for like some hours. Like, he was just sitting here, and you could tell he was just reflecting. And I was trying to make sure I was taking care of her so that, you know, he didn't have to be like triggered or like spazzed, because people, I ain't never been in a situation. I don't know how it feels, you know, so I didn't want, while he's like trying to process everything, she need food, and then he got to feed her, and then look, and it was so crazy because in the same today, she also said, Daddy, I went potty for the first time. So like that type of stuff is going on, but you're trying to process this isn't your baby. So I was just trying to pretty much take care of her so that he didn't have to worry about doing it. But the whole situation is messed up. But I just felt like I wanted to highlight this story because a lot of us feels like, you know, it be the men all the time, but it be some grimy moms out here too. Like, it be moms out here that be momming, but they don't really be momming. Like, because there's no way, if I had a doubt in my heart that someone was my child's father, that I would send them out of town while I go parlay. And I thought it was like her birthday, so that's the reason why. I don't know why these earrings keep coming out. I thought she was in Miami for like a birthday or something, but no, she's just going to go, and asked him could he watch her while she goes and, you know, kind of explores. And he picked up the slack because he was her daddy too. So yeah, that's the story time. That's the story time. I don't want to take it too long because y'all know I kind of be long with the story times, and then y'all be tuning out after about 15 minutes. In the comments below, tell me what you think of this. Like today, I was supposed to get on here and talk about other stuff, and I told him, I said, I'm gonna talk about this because I actually want y'all to start sending in your story time so that I can do my commentary and say what I think and stuff like that. However, this overseeded everything else that I got in my inbox, so I was like, I'm gonna talk about this, and he gave me permission. He also told me to include his name, but he's a cloud chaser. So, but yeah, drop a like below if you enjoyed this story time. Make sure you leave a comment on some advice, your feelings about the story. Do you agree with how he felt and his response or what? Oh, and by the way, so now he's on the way to Lake Charles to go drop her off. I told him that he shouldn't exert that much energy into getting her back, you know, when that's supposed to be the mom's job. However, at the same time, like if he doesn't do it, she's obviously not worried about it, and then this child will be there for her sister's birthday and creating memories and stuff just to be ripped away, because he does say he's not going to further contact her. He's not going to hold a relationship in any format. So I feel like it is important to hurry up and get her away so that he's not showing any type of resentment towards her, because we all know anybody could pop at any moment, especially being fooled like that. And so that she doesn't feel out of place, or so that she's not making memories with them and she's, you know, never going to be around them again. So yeah. But that's all that I have for you guys today. Like I said, drop your comment below about this story time. Also, if you're interested in sending me any of your story times, if you need advice about anything that you're going through, or maybe you're going through something and you handling it, but you just need some girlfriend talk, you can always DM me. I'm going to put everything in the comment box. You can DM me. We can talk it out, whatever, and then I'll talk about it on my channel. Of course, you could be anonymous if you like. Basically, you are anonymous. Unless you tell me for a fact to put your name attached to it, I will not. And just like he told me to attach his name, I'm not going to. Even though if you looked at my previous videos, you know who he is. But okay, y'all, I enjoy telling this story time. Not that it's an enjoyable story, but I like the story time vibe, right? And I've been getting a lot of confirmation that I'm gonna do some more story times. So yeah, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I will see you later.